My very favorite, most used products of 2019. Everyone's doing this tag on YouTube, and I really like watching the videos, so I thought it would be fun to not only tell you my favorites, but to show you what I have loved, what I've used the most. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I did her brows already and her foundation, which I will explain in a second, but I'm just going to go in order of the product, the way I use products, and then show you what I'm going to use. So my very first product is the Viseart palette. I'll show our main camera. I'm going to put it kind of in front of your face. Okay, so this is the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette, and I heard so many recommendations about this from other makeup artists, and it is awesome. I think I got it 2 years ago, and it's been the most used palette ever since. Everything is matte. It's all neutrals. They have like a warm undertone, so I use this on everybody. If I was to get rid of all my eyeshadows, I could probably do every look still with this palette and just mix in highlighters for some shimmer. So this is my favorite. I like to start by highlighting under the brow just a little bit with a really light shade in there. It's kind of like a cream vanilla color. So I'm just going to put a little bit under her brow and then start building up the colors on her lid. But these mattes are really great. They're very almost creamy. They're like a powder. They're dry, but they have a really, really great texture, and they go on very smooth. So I'm going to move up in the pigment. I'm going to go into this lighter color, mix these two, and just build this all over her lid. So I really love to use these powders as like a base. So even if I'm using more vibrant colors or other eyeshadows, I usually will use at least a couple shades from this palette. But tonight, I'm going to do an entire look with just this palette. And they just blend super nicely. You don't get any cakiness. I'm just going to lightly buff it in. And they're really great tones. Like, they just warm up the face a little bit, but they're still very natural. Whenever you use warm colors, it just makes the skin have more life to it, and it usually brings out people's eye color. Okay, go ahead and face forward. So that just gave her lid like a nice wash of color, like a nice pop, but it looks very natural, very neutral. So we're going to go in now with some of the darker colors and just build up her crease a little bit, same brush. The Viseart shadows, I believe they're made in France, but the owners of the company are just really, really big sticklers for quality. Like every shade they put so much time into the color, and they're really big on their formula. So if you like higher end makeup and you like more neutral, natural looks, you will love this palette. So we're going to keep things fairly neutral today. I'm just going to show you like one of my go-to looks too. Turn towards me. So another thing I thought would be fun too is not just to tell you my favorite products, but to also show you some of my favorite techniques, like the most done looks on clients too for the year. So something I saw a lot of, I feel like a really big trend of 2019 was like very neutral makeup, like a soft, very blended smoky eye, more warm bronzy tones, and I think that will carry into 2020 as well. So that just gave it a little bit more definition in the crease. So let's go ahead and move on to eyeliner, and then we'll come back to the shadows. I like to build things. Another thing I like about this palette is it's very, very buildable, so you can go in with a light wash and then go up a little bit more. Okay, my next product is gel liner. So this whole year, I pretty much just did gel liner. It's my very favorite. I like it better than liquid. I like it better than pencil. And the product I have been using the most is the Bobbi Brown gel liner. I like it because it's really creamy and it's very black. So it's really easy to spread, and it dries down well, and it wears well as well too. So This is just the black ink shade. Do you wear liner usually?
Sometimes I'll use liquid liner, but that's because that's the only one I'm good with.
Liquid's really fast, I feel like.
It's easier because I don't wear it every day, so I'm not, like, great with it. So it's a lot easier than the gel, and I feel like I always mess up the gel.
Yeah, the gel you have to, like, be precise.
Know what you're doing.
Go ahead and look down for me, but open your eyes. So this technique is one that I used a ton this year and I'm going to keep using in 2020. I really, really love to tightline the eyes. So I go in with the gel lighter and I'm just going right in her waterline basically. So just on the underside of her lashes, like where her lashes meet her lid, I like to draw a really skinny black line. Go ahead and keep looking down. If you need to blink, you can. So what this does is it just makes the lashes look really, really thick. So I'm not so much going on the skin under the lashes, but just almost in between them. Okay, you can blink a couple times. So I like to tightline first, so I'll do the underneath and then I'll do the liner on top. Because if you do the liner on top and they're kind of blinking, sometimes it doesn't dry down and it will get on the lid, and that's like the worst. To have to get your liner off the lid.
I feel like I always have that issue.
It happens with the liquid a lot because it takes so long to dry.
I'm sitting there like this most of the time.
You can't move. Go ahead and look down. That happens to me with mascara. I have lash extensions now, but whenever I do like have my natural lashes, they're so long when I put mascara. I always get it on my lid, and it's the saddest.
I always end up with it like underneath here if I blink.
Oh, because your bottoms are long. Your bottom lashes.
I feel like anytime I do my eyes, if it's eyeliner or anything with like liquid like mascara, I have to wait for it to dry before I can do anything.
Go ahead and look over that way. Yeah, it's true. I'm so impatient though. So I have to like just have the tricks, like the lash extensions, because then I won't get mascara on myself. Okay, very pretty. Go ahead and look forward. So super subtle, but just like a nice thickening of the lashes, and then I am going to go on top too. And I love the Anastasia brushes. I have the 7, and then this one is the 12. Go ahead and close for me. So these brushes are great because they're really stiff and they're really thin. So you can get a nice little line and build it up. And I don't usually do much of a wing, and hardly ever. I will do like a little flick. I'm not so much into the wing anymore. I feel like that trend has come and gone.
It died off in like 2016.
Yeah, it's more subtle. I'm going to show you something I like to do with the liner too when we get back to the eyeshadow palette. But I feel like very defined liner is not in as much anymore.
I like the soft, like, blended look with it.
Me too.
It's more about the shadows.
What was your most used eyeshadow palette?
I got the ColourPop Peach palette. Baby got Peach, and I really enjoyed that because it was a really good summer color, and like, I don't know, just for California, it worked out most of the year.
Good and close. You look good in peaches. Mckenna has modeled on my channel twice, right? And one of the times we did a peach look, we did another Busy Art palette. And the other one we did an acne coverage tutorial. But now, today Mckenna showed up with like the best skin I have ever seen. And I was asking her all her secrets before we went live. Because I exfoliated her and I moisturized her. And I'm like, alright, tell me everything you're doing because I need to know. But it looks great.
The pain paid off.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, Mckenna works at a med spa, and she's also their model for almost all the treatments, right? Like
for
they test
a majority. I'm the first one to say, I'll do it. Let's go.
Yeah, so she knows. If you have questions, Mckenna's your skin girl. Or if you're local, if you're in California, Southern California, you can go see her. Alright, so I'm just doing, I like a really skinny line, especially on the inner corner. So go ahead and look over there for me. really love a little line by the tear duct. I feel like it makes the eyes pop.
So how do you get it so it doesn't look so thick there? Because I feel like every time I try, it looks super thick. But if I don't do it, it just looks incomplete and like an unfinished look, you know.
You need a skinny brush.
So you just need...
Yeah. What brush do you use?
Because I use the ColourPop liquid liner because I feel like it lasts when I go out dancing and all that. It doesn't sweat off or anything. So that's the one I've been using. And it's also got a really skinny tip.
Okay.
I just feel like...
you do the liquid.
Yeah.
So look kind of, like hold your mirror down when you do it and do your line almost like a lot lower than you think. Like almost in your tear duct kind of. And super skinny. Because if you do it on top, it just looks fatter. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's sitting on top of the lash line.
Look
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, if you do it lower, it looks like skinnier.
Because I tried last week and I had to take off one whole line.
Oh, sad.
I was like, oh, well, let's try that again.
Go ahead and look this way. Yeah, because you can't use a brush. Look down a little bit. Yeah, for liquid. That's good. It comes with a skinny tip. Sometimes it's just practicing how you hold it, too. I always tell people when you're practicing with liquid liner, like do it at night, like before you wash your face, like use a makeup wipe, take off your eyes, and then just play with your liner, because then it's not sad if you mess it up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like before you go out. Go ahead and close for me.
I just never think of it because I only do like full-on makeup on the weekends. Or for work, I like to keep it more of a natural look and all that. Or on weekends when I'm going out, I want to have fun with it because I'm dressed up and I want to play with the colors that are also in my outfit and stuff.
That's true. That's fun. Go ahead and look close for me. Look up. ColourPop has good shadows.
You know my obsession with ColourPop.
Yeah, you love ColourPop.
I have ColourPop in my bag as we speak. It's funny because my coworkers are always like, oh, I really like that lipstick. What is it? Well, what do you think it is? It's ColourPop.
Do you use like everything of theirs? Like your
The majority of my makeup is usually ColourPop, especially when I do like full-on foundation. Because I'm a firm believer in their foundation. Because I love how buildable it is. And it's sweat-proof, and it feels waterproof to me. Like, it does not come off easily.
Oh, that's
but
amazing.
it doesn't clog my pores. Which, you know, is always, like, one of my concerns because I am acne-prone.
Yeah.
And all that, so I feel like it just works really well. And their concealers are awesome as well. And it's nice now that they sell those at Ulta. Because then if I run out, I don't have to do a full order online and wait for it.
Well, that's good to know, because it's hard to find drugstore foundations that don't. Like, I feel like they're more
it's only like $8 too, and it has all the colors. And their foundation comes, I think, in like 42 different colors.
I heard that.
And I really liked it.
That's super good.
I think the only thing I don't use of theirs is, like, on my face daily is the mascara, the setting powder, and their setting spray.
You do use their setting spray?
I don't use them. Those are the three things I don't use on my daily makeup. They have them, I just haven't tried them.
Sometimes setting spray can be drying.
Exactly. I really like the Ulta one.
You do?
Yeah, the Ulta one works pretty well on me. Because they got the dewy one. I also, what I've been doing too, because I do get dry kind of easily, is Ulta has this face mask brand that I really like. It's an overnight watermelon mask. And they came out with a spray, a hydrating spray that can go over your makeup. And it just makes me feel a lot more hydrated and makes your makeup look a lot more hydrated as well.
The watermelon mask?
And they have the spray too.
Ooh, that's fun. Probably smells good.
It smells amazing.
We'll have to leak these things.
I actually have it in my bag.
Oh. Maybe I'll have you grab it. We'll show everyone. Can't leave home without your watermelon mask. Seriously. That's amazing.
Every time my coworker sees me pull it out of my bag, she, like, gets up in my face and, like, points her chin at me, like, my turn.
You're, like, the most prepared person. You always have, like, everything. You're like Mary Poppins with your bag.
Like, my friends call my bag the Mary Poppins bag. They always joke I'm going to pull a lamp out of there next.
Oh, my gosh.
I've also discovered, I started trying ColourPop's skincare line. I actually really, really like it.
Oh, that's good.
Their face oils are amazing.
You need to be a brand rep for color.
Seriously. I'm open to offers.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm going back to this palette. Another thing I love about this, I feel like it has all your base shades. I'm going to put it by your face so this main camera can see. So after I did her liner, I set it with this black powder. So I really like to set my gel liner with powder. It helps you just get a really smooth, soft line. And then I took a buffing brush and this really dark brown, this chocolate brown, go ahead and close. And I just turned the buffing brush, it's a shader brush, upside down, and I wiggled the brown right into the lash line. So what that does is it just diffuses it. So that's a very, very natural look and a way to open up your eyes if you have the black liner and then you diffuse it out. It's really pretty. So that's what I did. Now I'm taking this medium brown tone, this one, I'll hold it up to the camera, and I'm going on her outer V a little bit and then blending it up into her crease just to blend it. It's really just great to have a neutral go-to eyeshadow look. So if you are in a hurry, you can just do your makeup in neutrals and it will match whatever you want to wear. And it's very flattering. So these are all mattes, like I said, which I like. Like I'll do a look that's all matte, but what I'm going to do when I show you guys my favorite highlighter, I'm going to put a little bit of that on the lid. Close. And I usually do the eyes first in case you get fallout where the little shadows fall under her eyes. And I did do her foundation, but I did not do her under eye concealer yet. So it's okay if we're having stuff fall. I'll clean it up and close. Alright, next we're going to do lashes. So this year, I think what I did the most of was custom lashes where I'd put little individuals on, but that takes a while, so I'm not going to do that tonight. So my most used strip was the Ardell Wispies. I'm going to hold them by your face again so the camera can see. So these are really pretty. They're a little bit longer. I either use these or I use the Demi Wispies. These are just the longer version of the Demi Wispy, but they're really pretty because they're tapered at the edge, so they look pretty natural, but they're still thick at the base, so they give you some depth and some drama. Yeah, go for it. I love lashes.
I've fallen in love with the individual ones since the first time I did the makeup modeling with you. Mm-hmm. They're the only things I use now. I don't use the full strip ones. I really like the individual ones. They're so much more comfortable and you can build them up however you want. Yeah. And they look so much more natural, I feel like.
They're amazing. Yeah, in your video we did them.
Yeah, ever since then they're actually easier for me too than full strips, I feel like.
Really?
Now. I feel like anytime I try to do a full strip, I mess up where the individuals, it's just a lot quicker to me.
Yeah, I agree. I build them. Like, I will do, like, 4 layers of them. I'll do 5 different sizes and thicknesses. So they, like, when I do them for my channel, I usually do unedited videos like yours. I'll link her other videos that we did. On the peach look, we did the individual lashes. They're really, really pretty on you.
They turned out really nice. Plus, I have, like, weird eyelashes right here. And, like, my eye kind of curves in, and it's harder to get the full strips in there, where it's easier to get in there with the
individuals.
Yeah, to give like that winged out look at the edge.
Oh, I'm so proud that you're wearing them. That's amazing.
I learned from your video.
Oh, yeah, it's your face.
Made it a lot easier that it was my face.
That's true. That's funny. That is true. Okay, so also I really like the callus glue. I linked all the products that I was going to use before this video, so it's down in there. This glue's my favorite. Because it dries pretty quickly, and it stays on really well. So I like it. Go ahead
and did you get that from Sephora or?
This one I just get from Amazon. So it comes in clear and black.
Because I needed new glue.
Yeah, it's a good glue. It does dry pretty quick for the individuals. So, but if you're fast, then it'll be fine.
Yeah, I feel like I'm faster with those than I am with the strips. Because I'm always sitting there with like the lashes shaking. I'm trying to get them to dry a little.
Yes. That's everyone's
problem.
Yeah, it's like you want it just to be ready right away. Everyone you go too soon or you wait too long and then it's dry, and that's so sad.
Exactly.
Just twist it a little bit.
Plus, I want one with a brush since I'm doing the individuals, because I always put it on my hand and then like dip it in.
Yeah.
Because then at least it's semi-dry by the time I put it on.
That's true. Yeah, I really like the brush on it. I like the duo glue too, but it doesn't have a brush, and it always just kind of squeezes everywhere.
I feel like then the whole bottle gets all messy.
Yeah.
And then I'm so weird about that stuff. The stickiness freaks me out.
Mckenna's a clean freak. Go ahead and look down. Which is good.
I just hate textures.
You do?
I do.
That's funny. Are you a picky eater?
No, weirdly enough, I'll eat for the texture. Like, I won't eat because I'm hungry or bored or anything like that. It's because I want the different textures. And it's one of the weirdest things. Like, if you take me to a store, I'm, like, touching everything just to know what it feels like.
That's funny. I had a neighbor, and her taste buds didn't work. Like, she was just born that way. And so I was like, oh, you're so lucky because you probably never want ice cream or, like, any bad food. And she's like, no, like, the texture of ice cream is the best. Like, I eat it all the time. And she couldn't taste it.
Because I like the texture of ice cream, too, but specific ice creams.
Really? Which ones?
Like, I like the Ben & Jerry's ones if there's nothing in it. Like, I like that texture. Or frozen yogurt. I like the texture of that.
For me. That's funny. I feel like Ben & Jerry's is really a hard ice cream and frozen yogurt's really soft.
It's just they both have such different ones.
That's adorable.
Like, if I want the flavor of ice cream, but, like, not the calories, I'll eat the, what's that one that's, like, low calorie?
Halo Top?
Yes, Halo Top. I'll eat that, but I don't like the texture as much.
I haven't tried it, though, but everyone talks about it.
They're pretty good. They taste really good for the most part. I mean, there's been a few, like, I had one that tasted like Play-Doh.
Oh,
it was the cookie dough one, and I was just like, oh, that's interesting. But, like, their chocolate one is really good. Or their cookies and cream one. I'm just not a big fan of the texture because it feels more like, not necessarily ice, but not like ice cream. It's, like, harder.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Okay, so while the lashes dry, I'm going to work on her face, and then we will come back. If you guys have questions, go ahead and drop them. Check right now. Oh, hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Sarah. Elizabeth wanted to know where my dress is from. It's actually a shirt. It's a top. It's from Nordstrom. It's the Rachel Parcell line. Her stuff is my favorite. Thank you.
It is very cute.
I like it. It's very girly. Okay. I'm going to use some MAC makeup remover wipes.
They smell amazing.
They do. They smell really good. I think that's why I like them so much. Like, there's a couple different brands of makeup wipes I get, but I always just, like, love the MAC ones.
I usually go for the Equate ones because I like the smell on those.
Look up for me.
But these ones smell just that much better.
They're really good. It's like kiwi. I don't even know the scent, but they smell great.
It smells clean, but not like putting laundry detergent on your face clean.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to clean up under her eyes. And then I'll show you guys under eye concealer. So I have loved the Tarte Shape Tape. That's what I've used. But like 6 months ago, I started using the NARS Creamy Radiance Concealer, and it is so amazing. I feel like it has the coverage that Tarte Shape Tape does, but it's a little bit thinner. So it doesn't settle into smile lines. You can apply it really thin and still get the coverage. So it's like the Tarte Shape Tape, but way better. So I love it. So we're going to do that on Mckenna today. I dropped it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It just comes in the skinny tube. So actually 2 of their concealers. So I grabbed this one, and this is the creamy matte concealer. This is the best for acne, which Mckenna has none. But if you need any coverage, the pot one is so super good. So these are my 2 favorite concealers. I have never found a creamy concealer that I've liked ever. I feel like you put it on and they just
I feel like they're hard to blend too. Like your foundation always, you can tell the textures are different. I feel like.
Yeah, I have never found a pot concealer that I've liked. But that one I love so much. Okay, so I'm just going to apply it under her eyes really lightly. So I like to start on the inner corner down by the nose and then just work my way out. And I'm using as little as possible. I just want the coverage, but you don't want to put a lot of product under the eyes unless you have to. And these are very buildable. So I like to put it on with a brush, and then I'll go in with my beauty blender and blend it a little bit. A couple little hairs from one of my brushes or something. Oh, maybe it's a lash. Some lashes on your face. I really love, for concealer, I love the synthetic hair brushes. They work really well with creams, and they help blend it really nicely. Alright, so I do a lot of blending with the brush, but you'll notice I wasn't doing swiping motions. I don't want to tug on the skin, and I also don't want to wipe off what I'm doing. So I just do little pressing and kind of rolling motions, almost like rolling down a little bit when I put it on, so it's more patting instead of rubbing or circles. So once that's on, I'm going to go with my beauty blender. I'm going to turn it to the clean side because we did her foundation with this earlier, and just really lightly press it. And I'm going to have Mckenna keep looking up for me. You can totally blink, but just while it dries, and then I'm going to set it. That's the trick to getting your under eyes not to crease, is you want to set it before it creases. I'm going to use a little bit of Laura Mercier powder, hardly any, and I'm going to press. Just press into her skin. Just to set it. It's best to use as little powder as possible. Sorry, setting around the nose. Most people's noses get a little bit oily, and it's always on these inner corners, so I always get a good amount of powder in there, but it sometimes tickles. Sorry, Mckenna. Okay, let's talk about bronzer. I love to set my contoured areas. I cream contoured her tonight, so I'm going to set it with bronzer. This year I've used a bunch of different ones. I have Anastasia, I have a couple MAC ones. I like Too Faced a lot, but my favorite of the year has been the Hoola Benefit. Have you used this before?
A few times.
So good. In fact, today I had to buy a new one because my other one was completely gone, and they have this jumbo size. It says limited edition, but
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, it's huge. It's really big. And I'm
perfect for you.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna go in with a tapered brush and just set the powder. I just put it right into the hairline. So I love this this particular bronzer, it's like a medium bronzer, so it works for my fair to medium skinned clients. And it has a little bit of warmth to it, so it gives the face light. But what you have to be careful with bronzers, if you want to use them as a contour as well, turn towards me, is they can't be too warm or too orange, because what we're trying to do when we contour is create a shadow. And if no one has orange shadows, you have like cool toned gray shadows. So if you're using too bronzy of a bronzer, it'll look fake. And I feel like the Hoola bronzer has a really, really good tone. So that is why I like it. It also blends really well.
I saw they came out with a lighter one too.
Yeah, the lighter one's really nice.
I haven't tried it yet. Like, I thought about getting it, but I wasn't sure if I wanted this one or the lighter one.
The lighter one?
They kept telling me to go with the lighter one because I was fair, but I like the warmth of that one.
Yeah, I like the original. I've owned the lighter one before. This is just normal setting powder. I'm just going to go over the rest of her face. The lighter one's great if you're very, very fair. I feel like you're fair, but you have like
I tan real quick. Like, in the summer, I can go out in the sun for an hour, and my coworkers will think I've been in the sun for the past 5 hours.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They'll think I went to, like, the beach or something after work.
You'd probably like the regular one. The lighter one is just, like, a little bit more cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously lighter. It's, like, a couple shades lighter and not quite as bronzy.
I feel like that one's a little more closer to the one I use as it is. That one I feel like always stays so much better.
Yeah, the Hoola one.
Mm-hmm.
What do you use now? ColourPop?
Yeah.
She gets embarrassed. That's okay, we like ColourPop. Okay, let's check our... Someone said, yes, you're back. Yeah, I took a little hiatus from my lives when I had my baby, but we are back, and I go live every week, either Tuesday or Thursday. We're still deciding on the day. But thank you, and thank you guys for hanging out in the live chat. This is so fun. Okay, Michelle wants to know, she says, I can never get my foundation shade right. How can you tell your undertones? So what I do when I test foundation on people, or okay, if you're buying it for yourself, I like to go into Sephora or Ulta because they have testers. And I go in, I'll go in sometimes with makeup on my face, but usually I'll wipe off the area. So where I like to test it is right here, because I want it to match the face and I want it to blend down into the jaw. What's hard about matching foundations, and I'll answer your question about undertones, is that we're all so many different colors. Like, we're never like one color. People's chests are usually lighter, or their neck is lighter, and then we're more tan here, like wherever the sun hits us. And then most people have a lot of redness in their face. So I don't usually, I know if you Google online like how to match your foundation, they'll say, oh, look at your veins, are you cool, or are you whatever. I just want it to match. I don't care if the person is warm or cool or whatever. You can tell if they're more bronzy.
One thing I heard to find out was, do you feel like you look better in silver or gold? Mm-hmm. And that's how I figured out, because I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I always lean towards gold. That makes sense. You're more warm.
Yeah, that's a good one. But you can just kind of tell, like, this is, I used NARS on her today, this is Vienna, and you can tell the shade has a little more gold, it kind of matches her. So I just take in, like, the full person. Like I said, most people have redness in their face. You have a little bit of pink. Everybody does. I think because the skin is thinner, you can see the veins. So if you try to match your face, you're going to get it wrong. So you want to match your neck, and then just pay attention if your neck is a lot lighter than your chest. You're probably going to need to go like a shade darker than your neck and then just blend it down. Hopefully that answered your question. If not, you can ask a follow-up one. But yeah, the reason I go to Sephora and Ulta is because they have testers, and they have a really good return policy too, because it's so hard. It's so hard to match your exact shade.
Especially when the lighting in there is so different from home or outside.
Yeah, so hard. It's hard. I feel you. Okay, let's move on to highlight. Okay, I got the Hourglass Ambient Lighting. This is the Ghost palette. I'm going to hold it by Mckenna's face again so the main camera can see. I love Hourglass highlighters and bronzers. I have the Ambient Lighting palette, but I got this one because it has your highlighting shades and their finishing powders. It has a bronzer and blushes. And what I love about this highlighting powder is the texture is different than any other highlighter I've ever found. They almost seem like a matte highlight, which is so crazy. I'll see if the camera can pick it up. So there's no glitter in it, like none. It goes on really smooth. They feel really, really dry almost. So it gives, like, I've never seen anything give a sheen.
It just illuminates it.
Yeah, like it's a sheen. Like I've never found a highlighting product like that. Usually it's very textured and very glittered. Like this is just a sheen and it's super pretty. So I like to use this as my base. So you can highlight it with it, or you can put it, if you're going like glow, you can put it everywhere. But I really like the bronzer and the blush too. So I'll show you guys the bronzer. So I just like to go in with just a little bit, really lightly, and just go over my bronzing areas. I do this if I'm going for a glowy look. And I do it a little bit higher than my contour color. And it gives like really pretty color to the face. With just a very natural sheen. Almost grabbed your earring when I grabbed your hair. It's so painful. Yeah, I love this bronzer. It's very pretty. Again, it has a really nice undertone to it, which is so important when it comes to bronzers. Gorgeous. Okay, let's do the highlighters. Okay, I'm gonna go in. I'll usually mix the top row. This one's more of a highlighter, and these are what's called finishing powders. So these are made to go everywhere. But I will just put it on my brush and just lightly go over everything. So this is really, really pretty to give like a very luminous look. Like if you want to look very glowy but you want your makeup to last all day, you don't want to use liquid highlighters or anything like that, and powders will stay. So this is super pretty. So now I'm going to go in with the highlighter, just the highlighter shade. And I'm going to go on the tops of her cheeks, top of her lip a little bit. I love a glowy look, but I like it to be natural, so I really like to layer my highlighters.
So what kind of brush do you recommend for highlighters? Because I feel like I'm running into the issue where some just, it doesn't pick it up on the brush and put it on your face, and then some just centralize it too much where it doesn't blend in
It's
properly.
like a line.
Yeah.
A little stripe of highlighter.
And I'm sitting there trying to like buff it out, even though I barely touched my face with it.
What brush are you using right now?
I keep going back and forth between one that's like more fluffy than that. Like,
Okay, like bigger?
more open, yeah.
Like this?
Not quite bigger, but like, I don't
Like
know
a
how to
fan?
explain it.
Like that?
Not quite. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't
Okay.
know the name of it.
But just wider?
But I feel like it has less bristles. It's not as condensed. And then someone recommended a more condensed one that's kind of like that. But I feel like it's not quite that. It's more like condensed than that. Like, yeah. And it just like puts it on. That's what I use, the fluffier one that I've been using.
Okay.
And then one like that, but more like condensed, kind of.
Yeah, not as round, more compact. Yeah, it's hard because every highlighter is different too. So what I usually do, this is an Anastasia one, and it's pretty wide, so it'll like spread out my highlighter. So when I use my my Hourglass highlighters, I like it to cover a large area, so I'll use this brush, and then I switch down to like a skinnier one. But it is hard, like, because it matters which brand of highlighter you're using.
Well, we all know which one I'm using.
That's so funny. Yeah, because they all just kind of work. It's just playing with it. A lot of people like the fan brushes because then you just get a little line. I like the ones that spread a little bit more.
Yeah, because I feel like it just looks a little more blended. More natural, good for an everyday look.
Yeah. So this is the Becca highlighters. So Becca highlighters are fantastic because they have more shimmer in them than the Hourglass, but they also are more of a smooth and less like chunky metallic highlighter, but they give a good glow. So your Becca's gonna glow. The Hourglass is like a sheen and your Becca is your glow. So I like to use it as a topper. and it's really pretty. I like, this is Champagne Pop. I like Moonstone. I'm probably going to use a little Moonstone on you too. And then they have a really good shade range. So they have good colors for deeper skin tones too. They have one that's very gold, which is really pretty for like deeper bronzing skin tones. And then they have more cool tone dark ones that are really pretty too. Okay, so I'm going to use this like little baby brush and do a nose highlight. Just a little one. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do some shimmer on her inner lid. So I'll show you a couple. We'll start with the hourglass. So I'm going to go in with like the highlighting color. Go ahead and close. And just go right on the middle of her lid to give it a pop. So this is another thing I love about that Viseart palette. Like sometimes when I travel, I just bring the Viseart palette, the matte one that I did at the beginning, because I can do like my base eye look, and then if I want to glow, I usually have a highlighter in my makeup kit. Alright, so that's what the glow looks like. You can see, go ahead and close on her lid. It's like just a sheen. So we're going to go over it with the Becca Champagne Pop because I want more shine on her lid. My Champagne Pop shattered with the powder. It's very sad. But I still use it.
One thing I read is if you like kind of break it up into like more fine pieces and put a little rubbing alcohol and mix it and let it dry.
Yeah, I've done that with other powders that have broke and it works. Like if you spray,
it does?
Go ahead and close. Yeah, if you spray the alcohol, but it changes the texture a little bit.
Oh.
Like I really like the softness of the Becca
and it hardens it more.
Hardens it a little bit. So I haven't done it, but
that's a bummer.
The case it comes in fact, I think that's why they break, is because it's so soft. But the case they come in is really good. Like, it doesn't ever spill in my makeup case.
Oh, that's
like,
good. So it's sturdy and stays shut.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, I would just throw it away, I think, and buy a new one. But
if it still works.
It still works. Just deepening up her crease a little bit. Yeah, now that that's on, I can see what I want to do. Go ahead and look open for me. Yeah. Go ahead and close. Alright, that is very pretty. Let's do an inner corner highlight a little bit. And then we'll put on your mascara. So I'm going to go in, this is Moonstone. This is again by Becca. Go ahead and open for me and look that way. So I really like an inner corner highlight. I think it makes the eyes pop. Need to build it though. Go ahead and close. Open for me. Go ahead and look up. I love these pointed Q-tips. They're the best.
I bet they make life easy.
Yeah, they're so good. I think I got them from Target.
I always say I'm going to get myself some, and then I never do. Never think about it.
They're only good for makeup. Like, they'd be painful if you used them in your
But
hair.
I feel like they'd be super useful in the end. Like, I would actually use them a lot.
They're good. Okay, let's do blush. So I do my blush after my contour and my highlight, just so I can see where to place it. And my most used blush of the year, hands down, is Melba by MAC. It is a really pretty peachy coral toned, and it just works. It works with every look I do. It works with every skin tone. I always gravitate towards it. So we use this today. And MAC blushes have a lot of pigment to them, and they're very long wearing, which I like. That I've noticed that so much with blushes is it's hard to find one that lasts. Like, they're the first things to be kind of eaten away by oils or whatever. I either use this or I use the blushes that come in that Hourglass palette a lot. I don't like too much blush. Very pretty. Okay. So it comes in like a little disc. I just buy the pans so I can pop it into like a Z palette or something. But it comes in its own shell if you'd rather have it that way. Alright, let's do the under eyes. So I'm going to go to this Hourglass palette again, and I'm going to bronze up under her eyes a little bit. Go ahead and look up for me. So I'm using the bronze shade, and I'm just going with my shader brush again, and I'm wiggling it down from her lash line. This is a really pretty color because it just gives a nice little shadow under the eyes to open it up, but it's very soft. And because I'm pushing it into her lash line, it gives it a little bit of an eyeliner effect. And I go all the way into the tear duct and all the way to the edge. You doing okay? Need a blink a couple times? Good. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let's do, look at me for a second. Let's do our mascara. I'm going to give her lashes a teeny bit of a curl. See if anyone has. Check the chat. Carrie says she doesn't like super glittery highlighters. They exaggerate texture. Yeah, they do. You've heard nothing but good things. Yeah, anything. Acne.
That was my biggest issue with when I had acne. It just like, you could see the little bumps and craters.
Your skin is so smooth now. Look forward for me. Yeah, I totally agree. That's why, in fact, I love the Hourglass so much, because it works with any skin. Because even people with texture, most people have some sort of texture on their face, but we still want to glow. Sad, you can. So yeah, the Hourglass is amazing for that. The Becca's like a medium. It will exaggerate texture a little bit, but it's like, it has a great finish still. So I can do the Hourglass on everybody. I can do the Becca on most people, and then I have like my Anastasia highlighters, my really heavy ones, and sometimes I'll do a little dusting, but those do bring out more texture. Melissa says this is your first time joining you. Oh, hi Melissa. I think I remember you commenting on some of my videos. You're so sweet. Welcome. Okay, this is the Too Faced mascara. Go ahead and look down. So because I always use like false lashes on clients, hardly ever, maybe one time out of 100 people will I not do either individual lashes or strip lashes. I'm not picky with my mascara. I think I like a volumizing mascara because I like to fluff up the natural lashes into the extension, but as long as it wears well, like it's not gonna get on her face or flake or anything like that. I get the Too Faced one because it's pink and I think it's pretty, like the packaging. Everybody always asks like, what's your favorite mascara? Because it's an ordeal to find a mascara, but I don't have one because I like lashes.
I feel like every time I find a mascara that I fall in love with, they discontinue it.
Really?
Every time.
What ones do you like? that have been discontinued?
I can't even remember the name. I remember one was a Revlon one, and it was like from high school, so I bought out their entire stock, and I loved their brushes. So what I've done is I just sanitize and clean the brushes really well, so I can keep using them with other mascaras.
That is so
because I feel like it keeps my eyelashes like not clumped together, but I still, because I have long lashes, so when they clump together, they look like spider legs. So it keeps them from doing that, and it just still coats the whole lash.
So it separates really well. Is it like a skinnier brush, or is it big and fluffy?
It's a skinnier brush, and it has like thinner bristles. But I've noticed it's not as thick of a brush like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. It is all about the brush. It really is. That's probably why I don't care about mascaras, because I take out the brush.
Yeah.
I usually cut it off. I need to cut that one off. And I use like disposables because I'm not going to use the brush on the same one twice. Throw it away.
I just make sure mine are completely sanitized.
That's good.
Like I cleaned out the bottle that it goes in, just so that like when I throw it in my drawer, it doesn't get all, gross.
There's a website. It starts with a Q. I can't remember, but it's like a makeup artist supply website, and you can buy like, they have like 100 different kinds of mascara ones, so you can buy them in bulk, like different sizes and shapes, and like, so you don't have to sanitize your thing. I'll find the website and I'll send it to you, because I thought it was awesome actually.
I need that in
any
life.
wand you like, you can find there.
What I started doing with my old wands is because I saw this thing on Facebook where you send in your old wands, and they like, you clean out your old wands and you send them in, and they're used for like baby animals that like have the oil spills to help clean them off, because it's gentle on them.
Did you send it in?
I sent one in last time. It was like, I think November-ish that I did, because I don't want to send it, if I don't have that many.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been doing, like putting them aside.
I've seen that, and I wanted to start, in fact I should this year, start saving my wands, because I probably use 2 a person.
Yeah.
And toss them. Yeah, they do. They come.
Because they're soft on them from what I saw. Like, so I'm like,
that's so
might as well.
Align your lips. That's awesome you did that.
That's better than going in the trash.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, have you guys heard of that? Anybody watching, you can send your mascara wands. Do you have to clean them first?
I did. Because I couldn't remember if you were supposed to or not.
Yeah, clean them or look at it. I would assume it probably makes it easier if you clean them first. Just give them like a little soapy bath. And they use them to comb the oil out of the animals, like for feathers, right? Because they said the mascara wand works better.
Because it's soft on them.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Alright, I could not narrow down my favorite lipstick. So I have, I think 5. Because I mix lipsticks when I never just use one. So,
Same.
But they all are MAC. My favorite is MAC. I love their texture. I feel like they're long wearing, and they have a really good color selection. So I'll just tell you guys. So my favorite pinks, Cream Cup, for sure. It's just the best pink. I like to layer it with a lip liner. It's a lighter pink, so by itself, it's usually too light for me, but it's a little more sheer, so it is pretty by itself. But I love it. Like with a nude lip liner like this, Cream Cup is so pretty. My other favorite pink is Angel. It's more of a blue undertone, like a cool color. It's really pretty. And then I like Spirit by MAC. This one's Spirit. It's like a pinky neutral brown.
Oh, that is pretty.
And then Jubilee, Honey Love, and Yash are my favorite lipstick colors. Let's do like a peachy, let's do Jubilee on you. Jubilee is more of like a creamy lipstick. Let's see if I can do one lipstick without mixing. I usually mix Spirit to darken it up into Honey Love, Jubilee. I like Cherish. Oh, I also really like Peach Stock, I think. I mix at least 4, which I need to stop doing for these videos, because everybody will comment like, oh, what lip color do you use? And I tell them, I'll list like the 4 I use, but like, how annoying. Like, do you want to mix lipstick every day? No. Well,
give me an excuse to go shopping.
There you go. Because I depot them and put them in my little thing. In fact, I bought a new one. I need to depot some more. So it's easy for me to do that, but most people, you just have the tube. Do you do lipsticks or liquid lip or just gloss?
I kind of mix it up. I really like the Ultra Satins from ColourPop because I feel like they're not quite matte, so they do move around a little, but they stick more than like a regular lipstick would. And the Ultra Blotted ones are also really pretty.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're not like super, you know, like stark against your skin. They kind of blend around the edges very nicely too.
I'll have to try those. Yeah, ColourPop. When liquid lips were like the thing, they had some of the best ones, and they were only like $5 each. Their formula was so good. I heard that ColourPop was like the lab Kylie Cosmetics used for a while. Have you heard that? Like, because her liquid lips were very similar to the ColourPop one.
Exactly. That's what I heard too.
Yeah, it might be different now, but they're good quality, and I think they're made in the USA.
They're made in Santa Monica.
Are they? Oh, cool. Do they have like a hub?
It's
like your mothership. Mckenna, you need to go.
Seriously. I'm not entirely sure. It's on their website, and then when I get the boxes, it's always my favorite thing, opening the boxes with all of it. Because they also do the Afterpay as well. So it's like, sometimes I'll just buy everything at once and then do the Afterpay for it. Yeah. But, so I'll get like a big box full of things, and it always makes me happy because they also do the individual shadows for like $4, and they also go on sale so often. It's like $2.50, $3.50.
That's really
And I do the
good.
Z palettes too, so
you
like
pop them out.
Well, you can buy those separate, the things that they go in, or you can just buy the pan itself.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I love that.
I have one of the ones that you can put it in just in case, like I want to bring certain ones like to shoots or something like that to touch up. But for the most part, I use my Z palette.
The Z palettes are awesome.
They are.
Yeah, I forgot they sold those individual ones. Okay, Jubilee, it's very pretty on you. So this is like a warmer brown, so it goes well with the blush that we did. So I knew I was going to do like a warmer neutral lip on her, and I wanted to show you guys the Melba blush, so I did it first. But a lot of times I'll do blush after, just so I can see like the vibe. Like I'll pick a lipstick that looks good on them that matches the eyeshadow, and then I'll step back and I will just see how much color I want to put on their face. Sometimes they don't even need much blush at all. Sometimes I'll just do more bronzer, but that's a good way to get your tones right. But I literally had a big Z palette. This was full of blushes, and I was cleaning out my makeup kit for the new year, and I'm like, I only used 2 blushes, so I took all the rest out.
I feel like I have to keep getting more now, because like...
More blushes?
Well, more Z palettes.
Oh, yeah, because every collection is growing.
Exactly. I've also really discovered I like their glitter eyeshadows, because once they're on, I feel like they don't move much. It's a matter of learning to get them on your lid and not over the rest of your face.
Do they come, their glitter eyeshadows, do they come in the pot, or they come pressed in the little pan?
In the pan.
Okay.
They also have some in the pot. I haven't tried those ones yet, but the pressed ones, they have some of them in their palettes. They have them individually. So I've used their white one because it came in the peach palette.
Yeah.
I have a pinky one and a goldish one that's more kind of like brown. But I really like those ones.
So pretty.
Because, like, it doesn't take much, and they sit there. They don't move around a lot, which is nice.
Yeah, that's hard with the glitter.
Exactly. I was surprised. And it's like, you know how some glitter eyeshadows don't really get much glitter, and you have to really layer it, and that's when
they're, like, dry and
like,
choppy.
you go like that,
and it comes.
The whole finger is glitter,
You have to try. Do you have to do eyeshadow base, like a glitter primer, or you can just put them on your lid?
I was just putting them on my lid. I didn't even try a base.
That's awesome. ColourPop, guys.
I love it.
Mckenna loves ColourPop, and their glitters are awesome. Okay.
I could live in their warehouse, probably.
You need to go. You need to go. I'm sure they have, like, a showroom. Like, maybe they don't sell stuff there, but...
I need to look into this.
Yeah,
this needs to happen.
I think it does. Okay, Carrie said she loves L'Oreal Voluminous and Carbon, or Lash Paradise. Okay, L'Oreal Voluminous is amazing. Like that, when I don't have lash extensions, that's usually what I use because I feel like it thickens and lengthens. It's nice. It's good one.
I've never tried that one.
I like that too, Carrie. I haven't tried Lash Paradise, but I think it comes in a pink tube, so I should try it. If you say it's good, I should try it. Okay, what do you think is the best long-lasting black eyeliner for the lower waterline? She said not sponsored for the mascaras. Okay, lower waterline. So I still will use the gel pot, the Bobbi Brown gel pot for people on their under eyes, and then I will set it with the same color shadow. So if I use a brown gel pot, I will set it with a really dark brown liner. If I use a black one, I'll set it with black. If you have some people have the type of eyes and your makeup just is going to move around. Like what will work for most people won't work. So I really like, oh, I might have one in my makeup kit. I'll step out and grab it. 1 second. Have my personal makeup kit up here. Okay, so these are the Marc Jacobs liners. I'll hold them by Mckenna's face because that's the close-up camera. These are really, really good. They're brownie is what it's called. It's like a matte liner. I'll put it on my hand so you can see. This one has really great staying powder. What'd you say?
I said I heard brownie and went out. Oh, no, I'm hungry.
She's like, yes, I will take a brownie. I know, I should make brownies for my model. That's such a good idea. Yeah, this is a really good liner. I like that they're matte and it stays really well. My eye shape, my lower waterline colors tend to migrate, but the Marc Jacob ones stay really well for me. I like brown in the lower waterline usually better than black unless you're like more medium or dark skin tone. So the brownie is a great color. Sometimes I'll even use liquid. You can't do it in your waterline, but I'll do it right under my lashes and then just do a little bit of powder too. So those are some options. It just takes experimenting if you're the type of person where your makeup tends to move around. But on most people, as long as you set it with a powder, most things will stay. I hope that answered your question. Alright guys, I will give Mckenna a mirror so you can see, and then we will flash the before and after.
I like that lipstick a lot.
Isn't it pretty?
That is a really pretty one.
Yeah, all the lipsticks I like are very
natural, but it's not, like, it's still a lipstick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that.
Good.
It's very pretty.
Very subtle.
I like it.
Very soft. You're gorgeous. Okay, we filmed the before of Mckenna, before Bow's foundation, and we'll go ahead and play that really quick. Alright, and then this is the beautiful after. Thank you for being my model, Mckenna. You're the best. It was fun to hang out with you.
So cute.
And thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Next week I'll be going live on Thursday. And just check my Instagram. My Instagram is juliechristinebeauty, and I usually will post when I'm going to go live. Or if you hit the bell notification on my channel, it will notify you, usually. Thanks, guys. Bye.